Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the MPU Masterpiece Ultra Dirge. And this is the last in the three of these knockoff KOs of the MPU-52 mold, made into cone heads, which they're doing the work that Takara chose not to do. But I did get this Shozi store, and I am going to leave a link down below where you can get yours. We're going to look at this. We're going to compare this to Deformation Space, Mach-8 Toys, the other two that came out, a couple of other things for size comparison, and then we're going to install this. And these are the back covers that need to get installed into all three of these. So it's a dual review today coming up. All right, here's the box, and if you remember way back when Takara used to make Masterpiece Transformers, this is what the box used to look like. So this is kind of like a going into the archive of Takara. Just kidding. It does say Dirge MPU-03. It's a Masterpiece Ultra. It's not just a Masterpiece. It's a Masterpiece with extra bits that they've added to make it Ultra. And a cone head. I am the proud father of a cone head. Well, here it is. All kinds of great pictures with it. There's the team. This completes the team. Here he is out of the box. Hope you enjoyed that unboxing there. And this is kind of like 20 years of marriage. You know, it's the same old thing over and over and over. But you got to figure out a way to spice it up. So here's the stand. Here are the at least be more efficient at it, right? These are the blast effects that go in the engine in the rear. They go in the rear. And let's get this chair, the seat up so you can see the seat. Make sure if you push it back too far, it's not going to clear that. And one thing about the stand, so I'll give them something with this stand in a second. They do get props on the stand. I wouldn't. It's like, why show the stand again? But you might want to tighten the screw up. My screwdriver I have up here doesn't quite fit that, but might want to tighten that up. But aside from that, they have fixed something with this on my original Starscream. That this, once you've plugged it in, getting it out was a nightmare. This smooth, it plugs in smooth like butter and it comes out smooth. So they have fixed whatever tolerance issue that Takara had with this. And then with that, of course, they're upgrading all these wings. You will probably have to tighten up all these wings and stuff when you get it. Contents shift during the flight. Speaking of the flight, though, there it is. Flying, yeah, that screw needs to be tightened, but aside from that, decent stand. All right, so here he is in his wheeled mode, and it looks pretty good. They did a good job on it. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what I expected. I gotta say, the paint, it shines, it glistens, it gleams. It is very nice. One thing I want to point out, so this is gonna be righting all my wrongs from all these videos because I forget stuff because it's months in between, and I don't really mess with them in alt mode. One thing that I had trouble with on my last one, which was, I think, Ramjet, with these are pushed in, you're not going to get these in there. You have to pull this out all the way for correct alt mode anyway, but then you need to hold it while you're inserting these, and they fit perfect. And I said that was a negative on the last review because I did it wrong. So that is, all of them are exactly the same. All will work just fine. And so with that little tidbit there, hope that helps some people out. The other thing is you get two different guns, ways or to configure the gun. You can have it like this on the top, or you can have it like this on the bottom. So let's convert them both to this real quick. You'll need to untab it. Now, it tabs in from the side over here. You'll use this connector when you're tabbing it in to the arm. Now, we want to flip this up here. Probably go around this way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Does it really matter which way you go? Yeah, it does really matter. So you have to go around that way and close this up. And then the fin is going to go into the slot. And then wherever the tab is you want the finish side to the outside and tab that bad boy in. And you've got that look. The other thing while we're underneath here is having these wheels out, same as all of them, and they roll. It's nice. Take off, landing. Here's size comparison. I guess I should compare it to other jets, but you know, it is what it is. It's the only one I have in jet mode. And we've got an Ironhide and Magnus. The thing is, what do you do with these old ones when you get new ones? They look great. I have to say, the original Takara stuff does look good in alt mode, and like that's this one's best mode. In robot mode, it's almost worthless, and he's a bit too bulky. So yeah, perfect for alt mode comparisons. I didn't really want to do the transformation, but it is a little bit different, so I will try to make this as fast as possible. Push these in the back. Oh, fast as possible. Get those pushed in, close that seat down, and then put all these away. So then we need to start untabbing some stuff. So we're going to untab this and untab this, and then we are going to fold this around. And this needs to clear it, and it'll tab in to here. And what you want is it to just fold flush like that. Then this will come down here flush like that. And you want to separate all of this. And you want to separate both sides, but just doing one leg at a time here. Go ahead and push this down. You can get these up. These here up. Out of the way. I got to disconnect those, get those up out of the way. Now we have a little bit more room to work, and what we're going to want to do is open up this side panel here. Push that back just a bit to get to the side panel, and with that we're going to fold down this foot right here, lock in place. This comes out. Then when you pull the leg out, it has a flipperoo on this piece here. It's a nice fun little flipperoo on that part. And then we will want to fold this back down into place and make sure it all tabs in so it holds everything in place. And then got that leg pretty much done. And I'll get the other one. All right, I got that one without your help. Now extend these knees. There it goes. Come back around here to all of this fun stuff. We want to bring the arms out and up. And then just kind of want to get them sort of as much out of the way as possible for now. And then we are going to work on all of this. Fold this one here up. We need to mess with the nose cone, which by the way, I forgot to show this in alt mode. It's got that whatever ion blaster kind of thing that's going on right there. So let's separate this, bring this out of sight, out of mind. I kind of went off camera there, so let's flip this around like it's supposed to go, and it's going to end up like this. And let's try to keep this thing in frame this time. This is going to fold over. This folds down, and then this is going to go into it like so. Then this is going to flip around and go up here, and then we are at that point. Then we are going to need to do a whole lot of fun with some moving of some stuff here. So before we can flip that around, we're going to need to pull out these side and gap fillers and make that happen. Just got to clear everything here with the gap filler. And that'll fold all the way down. Same thing over here. You've got to keep all that pushed forward. I kind of pull back on it a bit to get that gap filler in place. Then we're going to look at moving all of this around. And it's on a sort of a double hinge. Then we have to work that double hinge into place. And right there, that's where it's going to hinge. And as you can get that hinge into there and get it into place. And then with that, we're going to fold these down and in. Fold that one down too. Get that tabbed in. And then this is going to come in. And I always thought this was a little weird. Like, it's almost like too much of a tailbone, but it doesn't really show in bot mode. So I'm not too worried about it if it doesn't really affect the bot mode. And to have a very clean both modes is nice. Get the hands out, which is very simplistic kind of thing. Get your hands out of there. And then we've got to do the rest of the head. And I've seen some people online complaining that they have broken their head. I think they break it somehow to where it doesn't go back on. So I'm not exactly sure. So now I'm going to be super careful with this. But you do have to expand the neck a little bit on there. And then fold this back in. So let's see if I can turn it around and get it. There's a slight neck expansion. And it's not much. Just a slight tad bit. Enough to get this to close up. And it's closed up. So, I don't know. I've never really had a problem so much with the heads on these. But some people lately have been saying, like coming out of the woodwork saying that they're having problems with it. And saying they've had problems with the last ones too. But I never had any problem. But here we go. Tighten them up just a little bit and we'll come back and have a look at them. Now, starting to look at this one, I think this is the best one that they've done. This is the best work they've done in adapting the MPU-52 mold to the cone heads and doing the work that Takara refuses to do, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice of them to do that for us. Camera tricks. Lots of camera tricks. Fun stuff. Looks good, though. I don't really need camera tricks with this guy. I think it looks great. They've done a fantastic job with them. I like the look of these. The MPU-52 mold, what Takara did. I feel like they're still a bit too short, but I'm okay with that. Maybe deformation space is a little too tall. Maybe something in between. But hey, this is what we've got as options. And now this is what we've got for cone heads. And I'm going to do comparisons here in a little bit, but let's quickly get into articulation, and then we can do some comparisons. But fantastic paint. It feels like it's painted overall. It's got a nice shine and sheen to it. Just looks great. I don't know what more to say. And if you want, you can put your null raise up higher if you like that look. I think this is more accurate. Or you could just have the shells on it too. Heads on a ball joint, side to side, up and down just a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Hearing all the bad things about the breakage, and that scares me. So this goes up and it goes. So if you move those out of the way, you can go super high. Again, Takara engineered that. So bicep swivel, double jointed at the elbow, double jointed at the elbow and jointed again right here. I never noticed that. That is super articulated. And the hands, are they independently? Yep. So he can technically drink. He can drink a Sprite. Look. He's got a Sprite pinky. He can drink a Sprite. So that's really good. Waist swivel, ab crunch. It's got an ab crunch. No waist swivel. People are real. It's so interesting how that engages. People are really upset about the lack of waist swivel in this, and I'm not. I've seen how some of these other ones are going to do it with a cut, so that's probably not the most ideal aesthetically, but goes all the way to the 90 right there. Ratcheted, almost 90, but it's getting in the way of itself. And then here, not much to the back. Thigh swivel, knee double jointed, looking pretty good. This is jointed if you need that to get out of the way. And yes, I'm leaving the plastic on mine. Yeah, I left the plastic on it. I disengaged the knee for a second there. And then the foot, okay, thigh swivel, knee, foot, side to side, up and down, all the same as we've been getting. So it's funny how I talked about all these features in my MP52 video, but I forget to talk about him in this. So he does have these chest launchers that go into place if that's something that you want to display him with, which it's kind of a nice look and it's really good for display. And it's sad, in my opinion, that this is the last one of these, as I feel like they've done the best work on this one. And it's just the paint looks right, everything feels really, really tight, and it works really, really well. And it's like, hopefully MPU does more KOs in the future, and we get more from this company, from these people. Maybe they've done stuff in the past, but this is done very, very well. Here we are with the rest of the team from the MPU squad, and yes, they're taller in person. I had to adjust the camera. Anyway, they did do a great job with all of these. They all look good. I just kind of feel like this shines a little bit. Wait, this shines a little bit more than this one and this one. But they all look great. Fantastic team. Who's the next company to give us cone heads? Will we see a cone head out of another company in the next 3 to 5 years? I don't know. But the only other company I know that even cares about cone heads at all slightly is Make Toys or Make Toys. So we'll do that comparison here in a second. And here they are from the back. If you think they look a little bit bare right there, I've got fillers. All right, so here he is next to the Make Toys. And as you can see, Make Toys is taller, bigger, beefier. I just like the way the legs are done better on this, even though I will put this out there, and I've said it probably 30 times now. The Make Toys design, the legs always felt off on their Seekers, and more for the cone heads with this giant knee pad thing. I think the new Hasbro version, the knee pad's going to be painted on the thigh. It's not actually going to be a knee pad, which is a good way to go about it too. But anyhow, looking at this just feels too bulky, and that feels a little bit more right. And putting all this on the wing, on the lower wing, is correct. That is a little bit incorrect. So this is a win. This is a win on this figure. And then if you flip it around, it's pretty clean. Flip this guy around. I mean, he's still pretty clean too, if I get all that into place. They did things a little bit different. They went about it differently on how they did the transformation and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I have a bit of stability issues with mine. I mean, I can get him to stand. As you can see, he's standing fine. It just took a little bit of work. This just stands just fine right away. I've always, since the day I got Starscream MP52, liked it better than Make Toys. That day I was like, yep, Make Toys out. And I like the look of them better and all that kind of stuff. Now, is Make Toys bad if you have all like 17, 23 color of Seekers? You probably won't get those made by any other company. So Make Toys fits a slot, and the other slot that they fit is the size with the deformation. And I have him angled a little bit forward so he doesn't fall, topple backward. So he's almost as tall as the deformation. So I would say if you're really so upset about size and scale and you want them all the Seekers on the same exact shelf, or you don't want to put like a small 1x4 underneath it or some sort of elevation to just make them look about the same size, then Make Toys might work for you better than this one. It just is what it is. There's no silver bullet. There's no magic. This is the best set of Seekers because deformation should have gone forward with theirs. And the other downside of deformation, other than the fact they stopped making figures, is the fact that Deformation Space didn't do the cone heads. They're kind of bare bones in the paint department. Like, there's raw, matte, flat plastic, which you could argue matches the cartoon better, but I would have liked some sheen to it. Could you imagine this with a nice shine like that? That would be nice. Anyhow, I don't have a Deformation Dirge because they didn't make it. And this is the 6th video of an MP52 mold that I have made. And it's the 6th discussion of, does this match the height, size requirement that you require next to Megatron? I think that's the most important part. I'm fine with it. Yes, I would have liked him bigger. But I'm fine with him next to Megatron. It's not the end of the world. But let's just do a little bit of fun. Here's Make Toys, and he is bigger. That's how he compares to Megatron. I think that it's important in a review to show all this kind of stuff. You know, if you have it, and of course, I have this because you guys are so helpful with the TH and the support your reviewer so that I can have these different variations to show you so you can make an educated purchase decision. And Deformation, which is my favorite Seeker mold ever. I don't see anyone beating Deformation Seeker. I do like the transformation of MP52 way more, but this gets doable after you've done it 3 times. There's the size and scale. I think that's the perfect scale, perfect size for Seekers, in my opinion. Would love Deformation to come back and do cone heads or redo these with a shiny sheen and, you know, all that fun stuff, but really awesome. Now for part 2 of the review, and that is the upgrade kit. We've got to do the upgrade kit on this. So what we're going to do is you have black, charcoal, and another one that's in black. We'll start with the star of the show today, which is right here, and we'll get these out. These are out of the plastic prison, and you're going to see that they are made with two slightly different. So the larger stuff goes on the inside, and we are going to, or is it on the outside? Oh goodness, did I get that wrong? Goodness. And we are going to slide that on there and clip it in. Oh, I never watched how anyone installed these. So upon further inspection, fold this piece out. There's a tab here, a slot there, and you want to just slot it in nice and tight. Slot it in nice and tight, like I did the other one. Like that, and then fold it up. That's how you do the fillers. Huh. Well, it's actually pretty easy, but it's just not how I expected it to go on. I guess I should have looked into it. I just figure all this stuff's so easy. It's just very simplistic. You just do it, right? Do it! With that, you're going to want to fold up. So if you have these pieces here to the back, you want to fold them upward. And then bring this out. You want the large opening to the outside. Tab this in. And everything's more challenging when I'm doing it from behind the camera, and then just line that up and then do it on all 3. I'll play with fire a little more. I'll do one more on camera, and then I'll do the last one off camera. And then we'll have a look at them all as a team with new backs. This is like $12 for a nice little upgrade set. Alright, so here's how they look with the new backs on them. I think I got this one a little crooked here, but it is what it is. The colors are slightly different on them, but definitely worth the upgrade for like $12. You can still get them at Show Z. And as it stands, you can still get all 3 of these. Since these don't have third-party names, I'm going to give it to them now. This one is the Pointer. That's Sprite Pinky Finger. And that one's Open Chest. And if you didn't play Open Chest back in the day, you missed out. So what do I think about these guys now that we're done with it? Well, this one here specifically, it's the best of the 3. It looks the best. The engineering's great. I would say almost flawless. They've kind of fixed any issues they've had in the past with this guy, with this mold, and they've done a really good job with it. I suggest getting this set, and Show Z's got them for like $85 a piece plus $12 for the upgrade kit if you want to get the upgrade kit, which I like the upgrade kit. It's a nice upgrade kit. But for $12, all 3 of them knocked out. But no one else is doing these cone heads that I know of, and most people display the cone heads as their own thing on their own shelf. So them being a little bit shorter isn't a big deal to me. And when I got the MP52 mold for Starscream, I liked it. I still like Deformation Space more, but it's a pipe dream waiting for cone heads. And it could be a decade before we see any other company do decent cone heads. And would they be better than these? I mean, that's a question for you. But hey, I got these at Show Z store. I'm going to link down below where you can get this one and all the other ones. TH in the support your reviewer if this helped you out. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Like and subscribe to our dear and hang her out.